hid under the back porch of my abusive mother. While I was there, I found my deceased father. I was a master of hiding, but not for a good reason. However, one night, I chose to do something different. I could hear my mother's screams. She was furious and about to become violent. My father wasn't helping, only fueling the fire. I had abusive parents and we lived basically in the middle of nowhere on a farm. Based on that, I knew I needed to find a good place to hide. I had the idea a few days before when I realized that the lattice covering the lower half of the back porch had a hole. Not big enough for an adult probably, but a slim 6-year-old could fit without a problem. So wrapping myself in my blanket and taking my stuffed hippopotamus, I sneaked out the window and ran to the yard. In the middle of autumn, when it was 40 degrees and the temperature kept dropping steadily, I crawled under the porch, scratching my elbows and getting splinters in my palms, but I managed to fit in there. It was actually quite spacious compared to most of my hiding spots. I couldn't stand up completely, but I had enough room to stretch my limbs. Sure. I was also getting dirty. It had rained a few days before, so the mud was still a bit wet. I wrapped myself in my blanket as best as I could and curled up for the night, but soon, even with my blanket and hippo, my teeth were chattering so hard I could barely breathe. However, I didn't want to go back inside knowing that if my mother caught me, I was about to get the beating of my life. "Sweetheart, are you cold?" That voice wasn't my father's, hoarse from smoking and screaming. It was sweet like honey. I turned to see the vague silhouette of a man lying prone beside me. He wore a beautiful butterfly necklace and was as dirty as I was. I nodded without wondering how he had gotten down there without me noticing. The man moved closer and wrapped his arms around me, and suddenly I felt warm like I was sitting next to a campfire. I snuggled into his arms, not caring about the mud. After all, we were both dirty. "You've grown so much," the man said, examining my face. "How old are you now, Alex?" 6? How do I know this man again? I didn't think I knew him at 6, I thought. The man gasped. "You're so big already. I'm so happy." He sighed pleasantly and stroked my hair. "What's your name?" I asked. He smiled. I could hear it in his voice. "I'm Leo. What's your favorite thing to do?" I had to think for a second. "I like board games and coloring." Leo laughed. "Just like me, I never got tired of playing Scrabble, but I think you're still too young for that, right?" I shook my head. "Too many words, but I want to play." "Will you play with me?" Leo inhaled sharply. "I don't think I can. Your mother put me down here and I can't get out." "But," he thought for a second. "Alex, could you do me a favor?" "Sure," I thought. This man was very nice. Why wouldn't I do him a favor? "When you wake up in the morning, go to the police station, ask for an officer named Lorraine Joyce. Tell her where to find Leo, okay? Under your back porch. She'll come and get me out, alright? And then maybe we can play Scrabble." I was so excited at the possibility of playing Scrabble that I didn't notice how Leo's voice got caught at the end. "I will. We can be on the same team. Right?" Leo laughed softly. "I'll help you understand the rules. Good night, Alex." When I woke up the next morning, I heard Leo's voice. "Go now. Your mother went to work. I'll tell you how to get to the police station." Rubbing my eyes, I crawled out from under the porch and went inside to put on my shoes and a coat. I was shivering from the cold, but thought Leo was right behind me. After putting on my shoes and coat, I started walking. It took me long enough to reach the neighbor's house. I don't really remember how long it took to get to the police station, although I don't know why no one stopped to see what the hell a 6-year-old in dirty pajamas was doing walking down the road. Leo really guided me along. "Wait. Okay. Cross the street now. Turn right here." I almost passed out from exhaustion when I entered the police station. The guys outside chatting and having fun didn't see me until I was almost at the reception desk. "Wow kid, are you alright?" One of the policewomen knelt to my level with wide eyes. I nodded. "I'm fine, can I talk to Joyce?" I asked. One of the other officers picked me up. "Sure, kid. Sure. Let's just get you somewhere warm. Good God, your lips are blue." They gave me hot chocolate, wrapped me in a blanket when an older woman with a gray mustache sat beside me. "Hi, kid. I'm Sheriff Joyce. What's your name?" she asked. "Alex." I put my cup aside and looked her straight in the eyes. "I was told to tell you that Leo is under the back porch. He needs to be freed so we can play Scrabble." I had never seen a grown woman turn pale before. Now you can check if there is a part 2 by pressing share and more.